If you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that sub button for more amazing content. Now, let's jump straight into the video. What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Bofina1, bringing you guys in another YouTube video. So let's talk about student loans, as this topic really applies to myself and probably quite a few others as well. So due to the current presidential outcome, we know that Joe Biden will be the new president January of 2021. And a big thing that he is concerned about, and he's talked about throughout his whole campaign, is getting rid of student loan debt, or at least getting rid of a portion of it. So as of right now, Biden wants to cancel $50,000 of student loan debt per borrower. However, many people have stated or have started the hashtag cancel student debt on Twitter due to the thought of just completely canceling debt as a whole or getting rid of a substantial amount. So there are people opposed to this, surprisingly, but let me tell you why. And that's due to being, in their eyes, unfair to those that had to spend so much time to pay off their loans, such as prioritizing jobs that pay better compared to a job that they would rather enjoy, which I can definitely understand that because when you come out of college, right, you're looking for a job, they give you like this 6 months grace period before you have to start paying your loans. And for those of you that are out of college paying loans currently, like I am right now, it's in forbearance. So with loans as well, there's this whole like interest thing, meaning that when you pay your loans, you see the amount that you paid, you see the principal, so how much you pay on the principal, meaning how much you actually pay on the loans, and then there's usually another account for how much of interest you paid. So that's the reason why it takes people so much longer to pay off their loans, because they have to pay a certain interest, which is how these banks, these loan companies make their money. They have to charge some type of fee in order to make money, or else pretty much they would be giving you money for you to pay back, and it would just net out of zero profit for them, right? Understand that from a person that, maybe they graduated like they're in their 30s and 40s and they feel as if, they had to give up their 20s and possibly their 30s to work a job that maybe they weren't as passionate about, but needed to work it to pay their bills/student loans. And I can agree with this 100%. I can see both sides. You came out of school, you've had to bust your butt off, and then people behind you come out and they don't have to pay anything. That in a sense is kind of frustrating from that perspective. However, realistically, for them to just get rid of student loans as a whole, to me, that there would be some type of repercussions. Loans have to do a lot with banks, which has a lot to do with housing, which would completely crash the economy if we just completely wiped out loans as a whole. So I think Biden's alternative to like get rid of 50,000 or 10,000 would be more realistic. That way you could kind of help some people get out of their debt a lot quicker, and they wouldn't have to pay as long. As well as, I think for the next generations, a good thing would be to make schooling more affordable. Like, honestly, that's the best solution in my opinion. Why are people coming out of school with the amount of debt as if they're buying a house? And then, if you kind of know anything about like in terms of majors and like the percentages, at most universities, STEM majors, which stands for science, technology, engineering, math, only makes up 20% of the school, and the other 80% is liberal art degrees. And a lot of liberal art degrees don't pay a lot of money. They just don't. So you come out of school, you have all this debt, but then you're still working a job that doesn't really pay anything. It's paying minimum wage. And for those of you who don't know, minimum wage doesn't, it's not enough money for a livable wage. It's under a livable wage. So it's like you're coming out of school, you can't necessarily maybe find a job, especially for those that came out of school during this pandemic. They can't find a job, and then the job that they do find doesn't pay them enough to take care of their necessities, let alone their student loan debt. And then on top of that, the longer you don't pay or the less you pay on your student loans, it's this cycling effect. The interest compounds. It keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger over the years, which is why you hear about some people that they never pay off their loans because they never were able to make enough money to really put money down on their loans. And then when they do make enough money to put down on their loans, because they couldn't pay it for so long, all that interest added up. So now maybe their debt was $30,000 just for them. Now it's $60,000 or more. So it's like this constant cycle. And then what happens is people say, well, I'm gonna be in debt for the rest of my life. And they go out and get a car, get more debt, go get a house, So it's this constant cycle of being in debt. And a lot of times it starts with going to college, which is why there's the whole discussion of like, is college really worth it? Is it really worth the money for you to go out and go to college to get in all this debt to come out and make the same amount of money as someone that has a high school diploma, which that's another discussion for another video, but you kind of get what I'm saying. Like, it's this vicious cycle of you're just in debt for the rest of your life, and people die with debt, and then the debt goes on to their children. It's like a vicious cycle. So I think for me, especially for someone that's paying loans, the best solution without completely just destroying the economy would be for them to make it so schools are more affordable. People are paying way too much, especially with the way technology is, with there being so much information on YouTube. A lot of stuff that people are learning in the classroom, they can find online for free on YouTube. So why are you charging people all this money? Housing, room and board, that's honestly where a lot of your money comes from. You paying to stay there, like to eat there, all that stuff. The classrooms and books are expensive too, but when you add in that room and board, it's ridiculous. So like I said, I think that's the more realistic solution to this, but I'd love to have a discussion about this down below in the comment section. Just let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this? So if you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like, comment, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day, and I'll chat with you later. Peace, Fin Army.